am not ready to get married anymore. I am prepared to be alone for the rest of my life. It's not my fault for not getting married. Blame the times if you have to. I am quite despairing about this era. Honestly, it feels sad. There are so many single women in Beijing. The number has already surpassed 2.23 million. Many people will say you should be easy to find. Actually, it's quite the opposite. They are too excellent, and they are workhorses. The most pretentious men in Beijing's marriage market. No house within the fifth ring, no Beijing license plate, no stable job. My height, 1.58 meters. In Beijing, I am just a workhorse. At 37 years old, I'm quite skilled. Due to the decline of the Chinese economy, social injustice, and other factors, more and more young people do not want to get married. Over the past decade, the marriage rate in China has been declining almost continuously, with a sharp drop of nearly 21% last year. The internet celebrity from Chongqing, who advocates for lying flat, the Light Stick brother, takes care of several elderly single men at the Light Stick Manor. The Light Stick Manor videos once went viral. Recently, the Light Stick brother suddenly announced that due to force majeure, the Light Stick Manor is disbanded. Today, let's talk about these topics. A woman from Dallin has never been married. She feels that if she gets married, it would lower her standard of living. I am a person who will never get married, even if it kills me. The biggest reason for not wanting to get married is that there is nothing I need in marriage. I have my own house, and I can drive my own car. I can earn money too, and I can't find a reason to get married. On the contrary, getting married would lower my standard of living. The money I earn becomes joint property for two people. At the same time, I have to juggle family and work, and even prevent the man from cheating and catching a mistress. Just thinking about these things gives me a headache. I don't want to be bothered by trivial daily life, nor do I want my emotions to be influenced by others. I just want to keep my time for myself, to do what I love. Some people might think that being alone is very lonely. But now, many couples at home are each playing on their own phones, not talking to each other, aren't they? I am not saying these things to advise everyone against getting married. It's just that, for me, marriage is not a necessity. I am more used to living alone. There are many happy marriages too, but not everyone is that lucky. Actually, there are downsides to not getting married as well. Everything has two sides. When I am young, I am happy. When I am old, I won't complain, nor will anyone ask me about it. Suddenly, I have no desire to get married and have children. A few months ago, I had a boyfriend. He was probably the one I most wanted to marry. My neighbors next door are a young couple. Their child is about 2 or 3 years old. I see the life of that young woman. She is cleaning, cooking, and coaxing the child every day. Occasionally, when I run into her outside, she mostly looks unhappy. Her hair and clothes are very casual. It seems like she hasn't spent much time or money on herself in a long time. There are 2 kindergartens downstairs from where I live. Every afternoon at 4 o'clock, I see a long line of children in the street. Such scenes make me think that if I get married and have children in the future, I will have to spend more than 3 hours every day, cooking, eating, and cleaning up the dishes, then going to pick up the child every afternoon at 4 o'clock. After picking up the child, staying with them until 9:30 when the child falls asleep. In such a situation, if I want to find time to do my own things, it would be really exhausting. And if, in my already stretched situation, my in-laws might come to interfere with my life, just thinking about it is really overwhelming. Moreover, if you want to be a responsible mother who cares about your child's physical and mental development, such a situation might have to continue until the child is at least in middle school, which is about 12 years. Then I suddenly realized that marriage doesn't seem as beautiful as I had imagined. My vision of marriage was that every day the two of us could live happily and joyfully together, and if I felt lonely, I could send him a message. At night, the two of us could watch movies and play games together. And when we had time off, we could go out and have fun together. But the reality is, suddenly there are a lot of interpersonal conflicts to deal with. China is rapidly entering an era of super singledom. This trend has sparked widespread attention. According to the 2023 statistics on population and employment, by the end of 2022, China's single population has already exceeded 240 million. By the end of 2024, this number may reach 310 million. The unmarried rate for those over 25 years old has reached 70.8%, which means more than 7 out of 10 are unmarried. Among young people aged 25 to 29 who are not married, rate is 51.3%, meaning over half of them are not married. The proportion of unmarried people around 30 years old in cities has reached 30.7%, meaning about 1/3 of them are unmarried. Many people may wonder, why are young people unwilling to get married anymore? Zhuo Jiadabing believes it's because young people are pessimistic about the future and see no hope. You say that many people are unwilling to get married now, and the number of people unwilling to get married is increasing. Do you know what the underlying logic is behind this social phenomenon of not wanting to get married? Do young people not see hope for the future? Isn't it that simple? They don't see hope. So why is there a baby boom after every war? Why after a major war, when a lot of people have died, is there suddenly a baby boom? Because the period of turmoil has passed. People know that what follows will be a peaceful, stable period of life, with something to look forward to and hope for. Some young people don't want to get married, partly because the cost of marriage is too high, and after marriage the burden of raising children and life's pressures are too great. Why are more and more young people increasingly unwilling to get married now? To be honest, I don't want to get married either. What's the reason? Because I feel that the pressure from society is so great now, and I can't earn much money. It's already hard enough to support myself. How can I get married? Although I am a girl, I actually like to put myself in others' shoes. If I were to stand from a man's perspective, I would think, oh my God, the pressure from society is so great now, and you have to support the elderly and the young after getting married. You can't afford it yourself. You can't support the elderly, and you certainly can't support the children. The pressure is so great, and then you see now when it comes to marriage, it requires a car and a house. Oh my God. Plus the bride price. The last time I talked to my mom, she even said, without $1,000,000 yuan, you can't handle these things at all. My God. But actually, I feel like we ordinary people are from ordinary families, and we don't have that much economic strength at all. My parents have always been pushing me to get married and have children, but my own subjective wish is that I don't plan to get married, nor do I plan to have children. If a suitable partner, we'll date. If not, I'll work for 6 to 8 months a year, then quit my job to travel, or do what I want to do. Because this era is no longer suitable for the next generation to survive, I can only say this, maybe my negative energy is not good. Last year, I dated a guy from Sichuan who was quite excellent, and because I had a house and a car, he made an unreasonable demand for me to buy another house worth 1 to 2 million in Zhejiang, with his name on it. I immediately fell out with him and scolded him. I feel like many women's minds are messed up these days. 7 years old, not married, no children, living alone for almost 10 years. I increasingly feel that there's nothing in marriage that I need. I have a house. Not big, but it's enough. The mortgage is $1,600. It's not stressful to pay. The income is relatively stable, and it's more than enough to support myself. Some say, what will you do if you get sick? With no one to take care of you? No one to even bring you water or medicine. I've actually experienced all of this. Last December, I had a fever for 5 days, couldn't buy medicine, couldn't get out of bed, relying on a bottle of children's liquid paracetamol. I didn't go to work or leave the house for 10 days straight, preparing water and kanji by my bedside, during the moments the medicine was working. Another time was acute gastroenteritis. I called 120 myself, opened the door to wait for the doctor, later fainted, and when I woke up the doctor had already done some basic treatment, then took me to the hospital for observation. After going through this, I felt like I had become a little stronger. So I think getting married is not a necessity in life. It's just one of many options. If I meet the right person, getting married is a natural thing. But if it's just for someone to bring me medicine and water when I'm sick, or to keep me company when I'm old, I think the risk is a bit too high. How are those who choose never to get married doing now? Do they regret it? I am 36 years old now. My life has entered the middle-age stage, but I still don't want to get married. Although many people don't understand, this choice was made after careful consideration. Not a spur-of-the-moment decision, and I won't regret it later. Since I've chosen not to get married, I've enjoyed the freedom of my youth. And I must accept the loneliness of old age. I'm not afraid of being sick and having no one to take care of me when I'm old. After all, no one can accompany you for a lifetime. Life's journey is all about gathering and parting. I'm living alone and single, have a very free life. It's the weekend today, and I slept until I woke up naturally, didn't get up until 10 a.m., tidied the bed, and then went to clean the house. A single person's room won't get too dirty or messy. If I'm lazy, cleaning once a week is enough. As for what life will be like when I'm old, I'm not worried at all. But if I can't earn money when I'm young, can't live the life I want, and can't support my aging parents, maybe I wouldn't even consider living. Once, the Bachelor brother became an internet sensation for advocating the concept of lying flat. He organized a few older bachelors to live in seclusion in the mountains, founding the Bachelor's Manor, emphasizing refusing involution, refusing marriage, not working, and enjoying a happy life. The Bachelor brother continued to live stream his laid-back lifestyle, including growing his own vegetables, raising livestock and poultry, etc. However, on May 15th, the Bachelor brother suddenly announced that due to force majeure, the Bachelor's Manor would be dissolved immediately. This sparked heated discussions among netizens, with some comments pointing out that the Chinese government is really afraid of people coming together. The announcement of the dissolution of the Bachelor's Manor triggered discussions among netizens on the Overseas X platform. One netizen commented, "These men had no political demands, they just wanted to band together and live a laid-back life." Since the group was forcibly disbanded by irresistible forces, it shows how weak the authorities are. They are afraid of any spontaneous organization by the public, especially the gathering of unemployed people. Even if it's just for survival, it's unacceptable and goes against all reason. These people have no children, no family ties. It's not surprising if they do something out of line. At the same time, I advise these bosses with a little money to keep a low profile when they go out. The current life has actually been a big burden, and some people have reached their breaking point. Your scolding remarks, or $100, or $1,000 not given, could eventually result in losing teeth. The last day until death may bring someone to kill you. In mainland China, especially in rural areas, there are many officials. A blogger said, actually, they do not want to find a partner, but finding a boyfriend or girlfriend is as hard as reaching heaven. You need to have a house and a car, a delivery guy said. His uncle's cousin is 29 years old. After successfully finding a match, the woman's family asked for a deposit. He calculated the costs, and the results shocked him. He didn't expect to spend nearly $1 million to marry a wife. Not marrying a wife, one wouldn't know. The cost is really too high. First of all, the bride price demanded by the woman's side is $180,000. Then there are the 3 must-haves. Calculated together, it's almost $40,000. And then there's the requirement in the county to buy a house over 90 square meters. The woman said it was for the convenience of the future child's education. Let's consider the average price in our hometown county to be $6,000. Even if you buy the lowest standard of 90 square meters, it would be $540,000, plus the renovation. The total cost of the house would be around $600,000 now. And the woman also wants a 4-wheeled vehicle for transportation. Fortunately, there's no demand for a specific brand or model. but at least it would cost around 80,000. The last item is the wedding banquet. According to our lowest standard here, including cigarettes, alcohol, and beverages, on average a table costs about 800 yuan to yuan. Each household needs to bring at least 20 tables. That's roughly 20,000 yuan. Also, there are wedding photos and wedding cars, makeup and stage costs. That's also about 20,000 yuan. Let's calculate it. The house costs 600,000 yuan. The betrothal gift is 180,000 yuan. The car is 80,000 yuan. 3 caddies cost 40,000 yuan. The banquet costs 20,000 yuan. Then the wedding celebration costs 20,000 yuan. All added up, it's roughly 940,000 yuan, about 1 million yuan. This number, for our rural families, is really an astronomical figure. Especially my uncle, who has been farming all his life, is so anxious now that he can't sleep at night. After living for over 20 years, the first time going back for a matchmaking meeting in the morning, and by the afternoon they asked if it's okay. Can we get engaged? This is Jiangji's rural area. They've even involved me in their schemes. The phenomena in rural areas are really strange now. There are plenty of bachelors who can't find wives, and plenty of girls who can't find a match. Matchmaking is even more terrifying. Basically, when a man meets a girl, he will definitely agree, without any pickiness, but basically, the girls do not agree. Moreover, if the boy has a car and a house, a betrothal gift of several 100,000 is standard. However, all of these are bought by the parents. But, even if it's the hard work of a lifetime, it's still hard to get the child married. There are still many bachelors. I think it's really terrifying. Marriage has turned into a transaction. In the end, it might drain the entire family's resources for the wedding, and parents might even have to help repay the debts. If the marriage is happy afterward, there might not be much of a problem. If the relationship is not good, after paying such a high cost, most people don't even have the courage to break up. Can only be this good for a lifetime. Good. That's all for today's chat. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. Thank you for your support. See you in our next program.